Thank you for the invitation, but you don't have to make so many things. I want to, you pick Rowan, and I wanted to thank you. Well, don't worry, I pick Israel, so why not Rowan? I wanted to invite you with your fiancé but for dinner. Oh, sure, she would be happy to meet you. Yun smiled as they continue eating. Why is Israel always with you? I mean, where is her father? Jimin sighed and lowered his gaze. Her father died in a car accident and my sister returned home. So I take her responsibility. You are too kind, Jimin. Yun, can I ask you a question? For how long did you decide to hide this from Jungkook? You look up at him. What? Rowan, one day he would get to know that Rowan is his child. You think I wanted to hide his child from him? No, Jimin, I don't want to, but I'm not ready to tell him. I know, but didn't he deserve to know the truth? No, he doesn't. You think after what he did, he deserved to know? Well, you are too kind, Jimin, to think that, but I'm not. You never will understand the pain I go through. I'm sorry, maybe you are right. I can't understand the pain you go through. Yun took a deep breath. She don't want to talk about Jungkook. Maybe one day he will know he had a son. Mom, please. Yun sighed and her mom continues talking about how she should have married by now. Yun, listen, you need someone in your life. You can't stay single forever. It's already been 5 years. Why can't I stay single forever? There are lots of single mothers who raise their son alone, so why can't I? Yun, surviving in this world alone is difficult. You need someone to love you, need a partner who fulfill your happiness, and an empty spot in your heart. Yun kept quiet. Your mom forcing her to get married, but you don't want to. What do you think about Jimin? You know he is a good guy and you work with him. Oh god, mom, he is already engaged. Don't ever bring that topic up. And he is just my friend, nothing more. Mrs. Kim shook her head and continued reading the newspaper. At his Jimin office, Jimin and Jungkook had known each other for 3 years. They met each other at business parties as their company grew, but they were only involved in the work. They are friends but not close enough to share their past or private lives. Jungkook sighed, exhausted by everything. Jungkook knocked on the door and went inside when he heard yes. Hi. Jimin didn't look up as he continues his work. Jimin, I want to talk. About? Yun. Jimin looks up at him, finally hearing Yun's name. What do you want to talk about her? Can you ask her to talk to me, please, Jimin? I know you two are close and she's not letting me in her office. Jimin narrowed his eyes at him. Is there something important to talk about? Yes, I need to just clear some things. But she does. After what you did, do you think she wanted to talk to you? I look up at him and my heart beating faster. Jimin, she need to listen to me. How is your wife, Jungkook? What wife? Don't act innocent. I'm talking about Laura. You know her? How can I not when she was my girlfriend before you proposed her? Jungkook's eyes widen as he looked at Jimin. Do you even know what Yun go through after you left him pregnant? Jungkook's heart shattered as he listened to Jimin. So that was his child? She was pregnant? He never knew? You are heartless, Yun. I thought you were a good man, but damn, behind this innocent face you are so evil. I didn't. The more he listened, the more his heart squeezed. Please, I need to talk to her. Stop crying. Could have thought before you cheat on her. Yun entered inside but froze when she heard the last words of Jimin. She saw Jungkook turn towards her. She looked at Jimin in disbelief. Does he really have to say that? But it will come out anyway one day. She closes the door and not wanted to stay in. Jungkook stood up but Jimin grabbed his hand. Where do you think you are going? Please, Jimin, let me go. Jungkook tried but Jimin gripped tightened. Jimin saw how Yun was broken that night. Now he even considered her like a family. You already hurt her enough, Jungkook, not anymore. For God's sake, will you stop blaming me? Jungkook snapped. Jimin was taken aback by the sudden outburst. His grip loosened on his arm. You think I did all that because I wanted to? No, I was forced. I love you. That girlfriend of yours forced me to do what I never thought I would do to you. She threatened me to harm her. Could have complained to the police, but what did you do, Jungkook? You knew your girlfriend better, Jimin. Laura was biggest politician daughter, and Kyun company was nothing compared to what is it now. She said she will send my father to jail in a drug case, which he never does. You think I didn't try? I did. I tried everything. But what more I can do? She said we just have to make a video where I have to propose her and she will go away from my life forever. So I did mindlessly what she told me. But I didn't know Yoon was there. I didn't know it was a trap. At this point, Jungkook was on his knees. He broke down completely. Tears were coming out of his eyes. The thing he hid for so many years, he said all the things. The things he can protect his loved ones from that girl. Jimin was frozen in his place. He could not imagine what Jungkook go through. Jungkook, no, you know what my fault is? That I thought about my loved ones. I thought I will be happy. What was my fault? For 5 years I stayed away from my son which I didn't even know existed. What was my fault? Jimin never saw Jungkook like this. Jungkook was out of control. God damn it. Jimin was about to go near when Jungkook punched the wall and screamed. He stood up and he can't breathe anymore. He opened the door and ran out of there. Jungkook, wait. Jimin opened the door but stopped when he saw Yoon standing there, tears flowing from her eyes. They looked at each other and ran behind Jungkook. Yoon knew Jungkook. He never acted like this. She didn't see him, but she sure heard everything. Jungkook ran and sat in his car and he started to drive fast. The first time he broke down like this was in front of his father. That night, when Yoon left him, after that, he didn't cry in front of anyone, not even in front of his parents. But now today he couldn't take it anymore, not when he came to know he has a son. Jungkook, come on, think about it. His car suddenly stopped, and he screamed in pain. He needed to breathe, but he couldn't. He opened the car door and walked out of. He don't know where he is. There was no one on the road. Jungkook? Jungkook heard her voice. He went towards him. Jungkook turned towards her but stepped back. He don't want to talk. Not now when he don't even walk properly. He is done with all the things. Jungkook, stop, please. Yoon yelled but Jungkook was running from all the things. If they think he is good at running, then he is. Just want to end his pain. Maybe he can die today, he thought. Yoon grabbed his arm but he yanked her. No, go away, I hurt you. I don't deserve happiness. Yoon hugged him from behind but his legs shaking. He dropped down on the road. Yoon held him tightly. Please calm down, you will hurt yourself. Go away, I will hurt you again. No, you won't. Please. He cried loudly and Yoon cried hugging him. She never saw him crying like this. She only knew him as a tough guy. Yoon looks at them from afar. What Laura had done because of her obsession with Jungkook, she destroyed their family. His son thought he never had a dad. Jungkook don't even know he had a son. Yoon left in pain. Let's go from here. She tried but Jungkook shook his head. I can't take this pain anymore, Yoon. Please end it. Jungkook, breathe. Jungkook continuously shook his head. Look at me. Breathe. Jungkook inhaled exhaled as he looked at Yoon, his breathing back to normal. Please, Jungkook, let's go. Jimin came and held his hand to make him stand. Let's go. didn't know all that video thing. He wanted to tell the truth, but Laura's words came into his mind. So he did what Laura told him. Jungkook calmed down after some time, and now they were sitting in Yun's house. Then what happened to Laura? Jimin told me she ran out of the country. I don't know what happened with her, but one day there was news that Laura's father was caught doing some unusual activities. He was involved in drug transport. He was all over the news. They tried to run away from the country, but her father got caught. But Laura ran away from the country, but later on she got caught too. Yun stared at the world. She has no thoughts in her mind. Jimin mobile rings and he looked at Yun. I need to go. It's time to pick Egzod. Rowan? Jungkook tensed up as he looked at Yun. Don't worry, I will pick him too. Yun nodded and he left silence. Complete silence. They don't even know what to talk about. How are you? He asked, head low, almost feeling weak after the breakdown. Don't know. What happened to you? She asked, still thinking about how he got out of control. I never saw you this angry before. Jungkook looked down and gulped. After that night, I don't know what I become. I started getting angry on small things. I became distant from everyone. My anger issues were getting out of control, so I started to go on a therapy session. Because of my anger, for 3 months to be exact, and I started coming back to normal. At least I thought that. But today, I don't know. He took a deep breath. Yun walked towards him and sat beside him. Jungkook, I didn't understand. You could have just told me that night she was threatening you. I know she was threatening you at all, but why did you choose her that night? Yun, we were crazy in love with each other. Did I ever show you a sign that I don't care about you? Did I do ever something which make you think like I'm cheating? No. She gulped, knowing how they love each other and how they build a home for their future. I was stressed few days ago. Before that night, do you remember? Yes. It was because of her. Tell me I told you 1,000 times I love you, but one night I came back and tell you that I love another girl and I don't love you anymore. I made love to you. I spent my every time with you. You think I love someone else, I would do something with you. Do you think that love of me? But you didn't deny that night. I told you to choose. I just believe what you said. How do I know there is some kind of game behind all that? I know, Yun, it's not your fault, but I was trapped completely. She was some psycho. Well, Jungkook, can't you control your anger? I huffed and tried to switch it on, and luckily it did. I sighed and placed it on the sofa and moved to take shower. When I opened the door, my eyebrows followed. Yun, but she didn't listen to me, so I walked towards her. Yun, where were you the whole day? And where is your phone? You didn't pick up my calls. She still didn't reply. I followed my eyebrows and grabbed her hand, but she yanked my hand and turned towards me. Don't touch me. I stepped back in surprise at her sudden action. My heart beat faster when I looked at her eyes, which are red from tears and dark circles. June, don't. June, what happened? Why are you acting like this? Drop the act, June. I gulped. She never called me June unless she is very mad. June, you gave me the biggest surprise on our anniversary. I froze, my mind doing calculations. I never gave her any surprise. Then what is she talking about? What surprise? Nice ring, by the way, she said, and my heart dropped. Now I looked down at my finger and I forgot to remove it. You let me explain. What you want to explain? All the things I saw were lie, or you were doing rehearsal? You want to explain? Okay, I'm listening. Tell me it was a lie, that you never proposed to that girl on our anniversary. It was not a lie. The lie slipped through my tongue, knowing damn well if I tell the truth what will happen. Tears start forming in her eyes as she looked at me. My heart squeezed. Why did you do that, Jungkook? Why me? Yun, I fall in love with her. Another lie so smoothly that he can't believe it himself. Then what about me, huh? I loved you too. I said, trying to tell her that I love her, but do I have many choices? Are you kidding me, June? I'm your girlfriend and you fall in love with another girl and propose to her and told me you love me? I don't know how to explain this. I don't know myself what I want to say. Suddenly I'm in love with another girl. Then why didn't you leave me? You could have just told me. It would hurt less, but you decided to go behind my back and cheat on me, and the audacity you have to act all sweet and caring in front of me. You know I was afraid to lose you. I know once you know you will leave me. I'm still afraid to lose you. Please, you don't leave me, he pleaded mentally while his heart was shattering. So, you really expect me to stay if after you are going to marry another girl? Yoon said frustratingly, and Jungkook had hung low. Yoon, I don't. Seriously, June, I'm impressed. You didn't show you are cheating on both of us. Yoon, please. Okay, I won't stay anyway after the stunt you pulled, but let's clear it right now. If you had to, whom will you choose? Me or her? My eyes stared up. I shook my head. Please, don't leave me. He played it in his heart. Yoon, please don't. Choose. Laura, I said, I know there is no going back. I can see how hurt she was. Tears fall from her eyes and I looked down. I'm sorry, love. You know she has a boyfriend? What? I look at her confused. What did she mean by that? She knew her? And you'll laugh bitterly in tears. You know, I don't have to say anything, Jungkook, she said and started packing her clothes. I stand there. What can I do more? I broke down completely when she left. My mobile started ringing again and I picked it up. Well done, love. I'm so proud of you. And he cried and cried sitting there, waiting. Maybe this is all a nightmare and he will wake up, but it was a reality. She left him and he can't do anything. I'm sorry. No, don't, because that was not your fault. I'm glad she is not paying her sin in jail. Jungkook said and looked down. You look at him and her eyes softened. Do you want to meet Rowan? You named him Rowan? He looked at her with a soft expression and smiled a little. You remember when you told me if we had a boy, we would name him Rowan, and if it's a girl, then Jihu? Jungkook looked away and took a deep breath, remembering those times. I know you want to meet him. I don't know. I want to, but I'm afraid. I was not with him for 4 years. I was not with you when you go through the pain. And I was not with you when you go through all that. The bell rings and Jungkook took a sharp breath, knowing what was coming. Is he ready? He always thought that one day he had a beautiful family. Mama, Rowan giggled as he hugged you. Jungkook looked at them and smiled weakly. Rowan, I want you to meet someone. Who? Your dad. Yoon said, and she turned around towards Jungkook. Rowan looked at his side and gasped. He is a little dramatic. This is my dad? Yoon nodded her head and Jungkook bent down. He waited for Rowan to come and hug him, so he did. Rowan hugged his dad and Jungkook almost teared up when he felt his small hands wrap around him. Yoon looked at them with a small smile. Rowan looked at his dad and Jungkook carried him in his arm and stood up. You were at Mochi Uncle's office. Jungkook nodded lightly and Rowan extended his hand and touched his dad's nose. That's why you look like me. Yoon and Jimin chuckled at his cuteness. Jungkook's eyes filled with tears as he kissed his son. He showered him with kisses. Being a father is the best blessing. He missed the first 4 years, but not anymore. I should go now, Jimin said, and take Egzod with him. They need time together and Jimin doesn't want to be a third wheel. Okay. Jim said as the son-father dog kept giggling and Jungkook couldn't stop kissing his son. For how long? Yoon asked. A few days ago to move back to their old house because it was that house Jungkook had given Yoon and they wanted to grow old in that house with love. However, Jungkook locked that house after a few months because it's constantly reminded of Yoon and the doctor advised him to change his environment. Now that they are back together, Jungkook has completely spent his time with his son, not missing any opportunity. He was so happy that he picked and dropped Roman up, play with him and take him out, but it was become difficult for Jungkook because his house was far away from the school. Yoon told him he didn't have to do it, but he did. How can he not when finally meet him? When Yoon saw it, she realized how difficult it was, so they shifted back. Yes, it's difficult to return being all lovey-dovey. They know they love each other, but they had to rebuild their relationship. I don't know, it's a business trip. You know, after our collaboration, everybody wants to work with us. Would have come with you, but now I have my own company. Don't worry, I will be back. Dad, don't go. Joe would mind, he's too attached to his dad. Now, Jungkook bent down and smiled, picking his son up and showering him with kisses. I'll be back, Prince. Will you come back before Jimin's wedding? I will, and how can I miss his wedding? Yoon smiled and hugged his son one last time. Jungkook smiled towards Yoon as he was about to go out when Yoon hugged him. He was taken aback but hugged her back. Take care, she said, and Jungkook smiled and kissed her forehead and moved out. You're missing Jungkook. Even though they call each other and face call with Roman, she spent too much time away from him and she needs him here. Now he said it was important, he need to go, so he spent his time with them because he knows this something is important. Yoon got there was no update on Jungkook, but Rhea, Jimin soon to be wife cheered you up, so you become friends. You are looking nervous? Gosh, I am. Yoon chuckled. Jimin is in the same condition. You are looking the most beautiful bride ever. Thank you. Yoon was sitting with Rowan as the ceremony started. She looked at her mobile. Rhea walked down the aisle with her father. Yoon felt someone present. She looked at her side and almost gasped. Jungkook smiled widely as he intertwined his head with hers, and they both watched the ceremony. Soon everyone started giving their speech, and Jungkook was the groom best man. Jungkook nervously walked towards the mic and started. Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jungkook. Well, not like anybody cares, but I'm Jimin best man. I met Jimin almost 3 years ago, but we were just business partners, and now we are suddenly best friends. Everyone started laughing and Jimin facepalmed himself. Okay, he's the most simple man and handsome too. Like, if I was a girl, I would have married him. Jimin choked and Yoon and Rhea laughed out loud. He's very nice and he's like an angel in difficult times when I want to thank you, Jimin, for everything. Finally saying 2 or more 3 lines, he completed his speech but stopped. Well, I might look selfish doing that because it's Jimin's special day, but it was actually his idea, so I don't know how to start. I know that I'm going to say people will curse me because it's your special day, and if people come after me, I will beat you, Jimin. Dude, will you say it now? I don't have a full day. Okay, sorry. We spent 2 years together, which was filled with love, and we bought each other like crazy. We even decided our kids' name. Whom are you talking about? One guy yelled, and Jungkook looked away, and then at you, and locked eyes with her. She already knew. Just listen. Then something worse happened. I don't want to remember those days because I'm finally back with you, with our small prince. I stayed away from you for a long time. You know, I stared up as Rhea came forward and helped Yoon to take her to the stage. Jungkook walked towards Yoon and held her hand. I don't want to waste time of everyone and I don't want to wait any longer because of 5 years ago I wanted to propose you and now finally I will do it. Now I promise I will not let you go again. Yoon, will you make me the happiest man alive? Will you marry me? He asked as he got down on his knees. Yoon bit her lips, tears slipping down her cheeks. Yes, I will. She said and Jungkook slid the ring onto her finger. He stood up and put his hand on her waist and they leaned forward, sealed their lips with each other. Everyone cheered. Okay, lovebirds, you can continue this at home. It's my time now. Jimin interrupted and they pulled back. Yoon smiled at him softly and Jimin started cheering. Wait, Jimin? Jimin turns around back. He looks at Jungkook. What happened? Why are you running? I want to thank you. For what? For taking care of my son and for Yun? Don't mention it. If you're like my family now, you know how much angry I was that time. Yun was with me the day you fake proposed to Laura. She was so heartbroken. I cursed you a lot without knowing it was you, knowing the whole truth. I know everyone thinks like that, and I can't even imagine Yun pain. I searched for her a lot, and it was late. She even changed her old parent house. Laura was really obsessed with you. I loved her, but thank God her real face showed, and I didn't get married to her. She was really crazy. She used me like a puppet. I never knew her intentions. I talked to her in the meetings, but never knew she was like that. It's not your fault though. Look at me. I spent my time with her and never got to know her real face. But I noticed her how she kept wanting to go with me at office parties. I'm glad they got caught and are now rotten in jail. Well, at this is past now, but I don't ever hurt Yun. She's the most precious person ever. I know, and thank you for today letting me propose her today at your wedding. I know she will be surprised after all that you both go through. I think you don't have to waste your time anymore. Jungkook heard Jimin as he looked behind and bit his lips. I think you are going to sleep on the couch today. Why? He looked behind and Rhea was standing there folding her arms on her chest. Jimin gulped. Oh, bye. I gotta go. Jungkook chuckled as Jimin practically ran towards her and they both sat in the car. He sighed and turned around. Oh, I was coming. Round was waiting for you like centuries. I'm sorry, I just... Talking to Jimin. Well, you are sleeping on a couch today. Wait, no, Yun? Jungkook ran behind her as she said those words. Dad, look what I made. Jungkook's 7-year-old son said as he sat beside his dad. Let's see. Jungkook saw he made his mother and father. They were holding hands with a kid and her mother was holding another kid. His drawing improved a lot. Jungkook smiled and started tickling Rowan. You made this wonderful drawing? I did. Yun smiled and looked at them with admiration. You will wake her up. Okay. Yun moved towards the kitchen and started making dinner. She didn't notice the present behind her until she felt arms wrap around her. What happened? Nothing, just missing you. We are together the whole day. So what, you know I don't want to stay away from you, not even for a second. It's easy, only for you. Mama, Ji was not leaving my hair again. Rowan cried out and you both jumped back and sighed, looking at each other. Not even a single day of peace in this house.